Hello, good morning. Welcome to Higher Diploma in Electronics Engineering. This is one of your major modules, A101CEC, Electrical Engineering 1. I'm your lecturer in this module. You can call me John. Any concern, you can send an email or you can send a message to Google Classroom. A101CEC is a core module in electronics engineering. You need this module if you need to understand all the concepts in electrical and electronics engineering. So, before you take all other modules, you have to be familiar with the concept of voltage and current, as well as the concept of circuits. We have to discuss different sources used in electrical and electronics engineering, as well as the circuit elements that we will be using. All throughout your course, you will be dealing with circuit. So basically, what is a circuit? A circuit is an interconnection of electrical elements. It may consist of two or more elements. And what are these elements? Don't worry about it. We will discuss it as we go on through this module. Now, most of the modules in electrical engineering will be calculations. So we will be taking measurements and we will be using units to quantify values. We will be making use of the SI units like kilo for 10 to the power of 3, mega for 10 to the power of 6, or for smaller units, you have micro, you have milli, and you have nano. You can see this in this table. One of the most important parameters in electrical engineering is current. Current, you cannot see current, but you can measure it. When you say current, it means there is a movement of electrons through an element. Currents, there are two types of currents. We call them DC or direct current or AC or alternating current. You can see from the diagram the representation of DC and AC current. The top diagram shows DC current. You will notice that there is no variation in DC current. It is constant. The current coming out from the battery is considered DC. The current coming out from your power source is AC. Why is it called AC? From the lower figure, you will see that the current changes from positive to negative. Now, in our calculations, current will be represented by the symbol I. Uppercase I means DC, lowercase I means AC. Now, the direction of current is important. You can assume the direction of current in a circuit, but you will get either positive or negative. But don't worry about it. It just means that when you get a negative value, it means the direction of current is the opposite of what you have assumed. We will go through it. We will know more about it as we go on through in our analysis. So positive current is the same as negative, except that the direction is opposite. Okay, so you see that current flows through an element. When current flows through an element, voltage is developed across that element. So voltage, you had been hearing about voltage. You know that you charge your handphone using 5 volts. Volts is the unit of voltage. In your power outlet, you have 230 volts. Still, it's the unit of voltage. Now, voltage is the work done as charges flows from one point to another. It is equal to the energy required to move a charge between locations. When we say that when a charge moves from positive charge, it means that point has a higher potential. We will also be dealing with power and energy. So power, is needed to require the movement of charges. Now, Take note that all these parameters, voltage, current, power, we cannot directly see them, but we can measure them. The unit of power is watts. Now, later on when you go through other modules, you might be looking at different units of power. Before I forget, in this module, we will be focusing more on DC currents. Take note that energy cannot be created or destroyed. We can say that power is being conserved. So, one thing to remember is that no power is being lost in an electrical circuit. So, the power being supplied to all the elements is equal to the power being absorbed by all the other elements. I told you earlier, a circuit consists of two or more elements connected together. What are these circuit elements that we are talking about? We can classify them into active or passive. Active elements are those elements that supplies power, that supplies voltage. An example is a battery. An electrical circuit is not complete without an active element such as a battery. So in electrical circuit, there should be a power source, there should be a voltage source, there should be an active element. Passive elements are also being used in electrical circuits. What are the role of these passive elements? They are the ones that absorbs energy. Remember earlier, I have told you that power being supplied to the circuit is equal to the power being absorbed. So the active power supplied by the active elements is equal to the power absorbed by the passive elements. Some passive elements that we will be talking about will be resistors, capacitors, and inductors. Don't worry, we will go through these passive elements one by one in the succeeding chapters. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message in Google Classroom, and I'll make sure that I'll reply to your concerns in less than 24 hours. Thank you and welcome to Electrical Engineering 1. Thank you and have a great day. Remember, work hard, work smart, and work your way to your dreams.